Hi, and welcome to Ed Talk. This is the show that discusses topics affecting our students and community in Nevada County. I'm your host, Scott Lay, Nevada County Superintendent of Schools. Today, our topic is going to be the newest high school in Nevada County. To talk about that, why we have it, where it is, who the target students are, we have with us the principal, Sarah Schwartz, from Arete Charter Academy, and then a little later in the show, we'll be bringing in Grayson, who's a ninth grade student there, to tell us his experiences and why he chose Arete. So with that, Sarah, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for taking time to drive up to the studio from South County and tell us all about it. Pretty exciting when we start a new school.
Yes.
Well, a new addition to the school.
Correct.
Arete is not a new school, but the high school component is. So Arete, give us a little background on Arete, how long it has been there.
Okay.
It's part of the Pleasant Ridge School District,
Correct.
South County, the old Pleasant Ridge School.
Yes.
On Dugans out
yes.
there. Yes.
You got it.
Yeah.
So 9 years ago, we started Arete with 6 students. We were located in one classroom on the Magnolia campus. Over the next few years, we grew. And in 2020, we moved to the former Pleasant Ridge campus. So we came home, as we like to say.
Right.
So we now have 12-acre campus. We have free-range chickens, a large garden and orchard that the kids work in when they come on campus. We're at 290 students now.
290.
So we've had a lot of growth over the years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, on that, and it's a great little campus. If anybody ever gets a chance to go see it, I like the Pleasant Ridge campus, and you've done an amazing thing. I love the garden. I love just the feel there. With that, with Arete being out there, you serve originally transitional kindergarten through 8th grade. This
Correct.
year you started 9th and 10th grade.
Yes.
Out there. What is Arete? Why is Arete different than the other schools in the Pleasant Ridge School District system?
Great question. So Arete is a homeschool blend program. So there are the opportunity for kids to come on campus in our blended middle school 3 days a week for 5 hours a day and have direct instruction and change classes and electives and interaction with other students. Mm-hmm. There's also the opportunity, TK through 8th grade, to come on 2 mornings a week on campus. And then there's also the 100% homeschool. So they do their lessons at home or maybe go to an enrichment center and just come in for 20-day meetings. So that is very different than the other schools that Pleasant Ridge has that are brick and mortar full-time schools.
The traditional that we were used to growing up and being a part of with there. And with that now, how long have you been with the Pleasant Ridge School District? You've been there a while,
a long time, since 2001.
Okay.
So I had
there.
taught there for 17 years and had been a classroom teacher for 20 years altogether. Mm-hmm. When Mr. Clark, our former superintendent, asked me if I wanted to go on this great adventure and open this new school, and so I said, let's go for it and do it. And it's beyond my wildest dreams of what it could come to be.
That's great. Now, why did you want to go to a charter? Because we mentioned it is different.
Yes.
It attracts a different type of student for different needs. It's great and glad we have them. But since you were in the traditional school side of the ledger, what made you go, I want to try the charter side? And all that?
Well, I always, as a classroom teacher, loved any time that we could have flexible learning, have hands-on learning, have things just really specialized for what different kids need in a classroom. So in a classroom, that's hard to do with a lot of students. So when Mr. Clark gave me this opportunity, I wanted to design the program in a way that we could really support each individual student to reach their very best. So knowing that what every child can do and what they're interested in, all of that is different, but to make sure that we're meeting all of their needs and not just their academic needs, but like developing the whole student. So our students work with a lot of local vendors and enrichments. And so it's the academic piece, but also the social emotional, the physical education, all of that, bringing that all together in a way that was a little more flexible. So one thing in our program that we can do that's a little different is we can offer different, curriculums at different grade levels. We have kids that may be a level or two above in reading and a level or two below in math, but we're able to offer that curriculum and really, help support them to try to bring them up to grade level. We just have a little bit more flexibility to be able to do that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And now let's talk about the new high school, which is exciting. Because
Yeah.
the high school, if our audience doesn't know, that's a completely different animal.
It
You're
is.
under different rules,
Yes.
regulations, the guidance and minutes for classes,
Yes.
how your teachers get authorized.
Yes.
It's much tougher
Yes.
than a credential you have for elementary school. So what was the impetus behind the idea of like, hey, we need to expand to 9, 10, 11, and 12th grades? Let's start
Well, since our first year, families and 8th graders have been begging us to start a high school. And we just felt like we weren't quite ready yet. We wanted to do a really good job with the students we had. We have so many wonderful high schools out there that we were like, go out and choose one of those. There's in Nevada County, we have amazing choices with school choice. And so we encourage them to do that. Over the years, we slowly added different programs, the blended program, that sort of thing, and had really good success with it. And we still had students coming back to us saying they just haven't quite found their place. Lots of our students go on into a different high school in the county and find their place and do really well and move on to college and are having great success. But there were some that just weren't quite finding their home, and they really loved the culture that we've built at Arete, and it's very much a family feel. We have a lot of cross-age activities with students, and they just loved that feel and kept asking for that. And we finally felt like we were ready for a new adventure and a new challenge. We've had our staff loves their job and are very happy to be there and loves the students and families they work with. And so we've had the same staff for a long time. And so we felt like we were in a place that we were ready to take on this new challenge. So. And
how long did it take you to ramp up to be able to open the doors this year to a high school?
Yeah, it took almost a full year. Mr. Clark and I first kind of had the conversation last August, and we ended up opening up this August. So it was about a full year. Yeah.
Right. Now this year, how many students do you have in the inaugural year?
Yeah, so we have 8 at this point, freshmen and sophomore.
It's the smallest high school right now in Nevada County.
It is.
No question about that.
Yes, not as small as Arete when we first started. Right. But our goal, one of the things that our district supported and our board of directors supported always has been that we weren't about numbers or trying to get the most amount of numbers. We were about trying to do a good job for the students we have. Right. So our proposal was, even if we had 5 students, we were going to go for it and make it work. So it might not ever be big. It probably won't ever be big. We don't know. But those 8 students, this is what they needed. So for those kids, they're in, and we're happy to have them.
Yeah. Why I picked it. With staffing it's different because different credential requirements between your current Arete. So how many teachers are your high school teachers now at Arete?
Yeah, so it's interesting. We have one of our educational advisors who has been with us for a long time, who has been training, and she's acting as our high school, college, and career coordinator. So she is kind of the one that is on the site that is managing the whole position. And she and I worked closely in choosing all the curriculum, meeting with families, like basically building this whole school. So she and I have done that. And then she oversees the program, and we're contracting with different vendors to bring high school curriculum to the students with accredited teachers in each section, in each, for science and social studies, math and language arts, and all of that. So
there's not actually a teacher there. You bring them in.
Yes.
The counselor, your guide, it coordinates that.
Yes.
Because there's a lot for
yes.
Right now. There's a lot of really great online.
Yes, so that's what we're using.
So that's what you use.
Yes, and then she also teaches a couple of electives on site. The kids are invited on campus 3 days a week for different things, so there is some time for interaction. They've had to be the ones that are, have, as we've grown and had challenges, they've had to live with it. So we got to have a nice celebration, celebrating them last week, bringing in pizza and snacks and drinks and playing games together and having time to just celebrate them, because these kids and parents have endured through us figuring this out. So yeah, we're very proud of our high schoolers and thankful for them and their parents and their support. Yeah,
that's great, because there's no buses.
We have a little bit of busing, but not for our high school students.
High school students, for your
so parents are transporting.
TK8 at a but charter, but not for our 9 and 10s, right?
Yeah, our blend, we have busing just for the blended middle school, but not for the high school. So it is a lot of parent transportation.
Right.
Yeah.
So year 1, you're got the 8 kids, you're working on bugs, you're finding what works really well. It's nice with that number, you can be flexible, change things on a dime.
Yes.
what are you looking like as we roll this out in the future? Next year, the year after? So are you going to add grade 11 next year? Is that the plan?
We actually are chartered through 11th and 12th. Those students just haven't been a good fit at this time. We are not offering credit recovery. So lots of 11th and 12th graders who want to come to homeschool have a lot of grades that they need to make up.
Right.
We're not in a position to offer that yet because we're new. But what we are rolling out in the next few years is actually our freshmen and sophomores are already taking classes at Sierra College. So all of them are enrolling and taking at least one class this year. But we're partnering with Sierra College, so that will be part of their plan. And then we're developing, Meredith Dorr is developing the internship program. So that's also, so the students we have this year are going to go out in the spring and start visiting different businesses and looking at things they're interested in. And then we're going to be developing the intern program so that they can get high school credit for working at other businesses out in the community and start to get to try, working in the work field and different things and see what their interests, how their interests could lead into a career path.
Find out what they like, what they don't like. Getting out there, we've got a lot of amazing business partners in the community.
Yes, we're very fortunate.
Several of our high schools right now, so that's great. We're going to add that. Any other thing you want to let our audience know or tell us about?
Just
now for the high school? What's your nickname?
We are
for the high school.
We're Arete CHS is what we call ourselves. So Arete Charter High School.
Okay. No animal.
We're all the dragons. The Arete's always been the dragons. So we chose the dragons because we thought that was something that worked for TK through 8th grade. So it also works through high school.
Works for high school students are okay being a dragon.
So we're our goal always is to give every single student who comes to us the best education they can. We can partner with their family to bring that to them, support the family. One of the things that we really focus on in our homeschool program is we all have credentialed teachers who have classroom instruction experience, and so they really know what it's like to be in a classroom and what kids should be learning at each age. And so we have rigorous curriculum. Our high school is very rigorous. We have a high level of units that are required, and it's kind of a fast-moving program, but it's for kids who are ready to be challenged and work hard with lots of support.
Right, and you need to be self-motivated.
Yeah, and it's homeschool, so you're not in class all day long. You need to be self-motivated. So that's a challenging piece too. It's not for everybody. You have to be willing to work hard and be at home and still be able to work and be focused even if someone's not with you every minute. And so the kids that we have, it's working really well for them.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, Sarah, thanks for coming in. What we're going to do is take a quick break, and then we're going to have Grayson Morgan, 9th grader at Arete, come and tell us his perspective. Appreciate you, though, taking time.
Thank you.
Looking forward to him maybe bringing you back next year. We'll see year 2.
Yes, how it looks.
What it's growing, what it's looking like.
Awesome.
And bring a couple of the students. We'll bring back here and tell us what things. So,
all right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Scott.
Scott.
To our audience, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll talk with Grayson Morgan, 9th grader out at Arete Charter High School.
In the heart of Grass Valley, there's a special tradition that brings the entire community together. A tradition built on generosity, unity, and the spirit of giving. It's a day like no other. Today's Donation Day Parade has one simple idea: to create an event where people could help those in need. The heartwarming spectacle of color, music, and joy, where locals come together to support a meaningful cause. This tradition dates back to 1873, where rumor has it that a local resident was concerned about seeing children walking on the streets without a lunch or other important life-sustaining items. That was mainly due to the shutting down of the mines. Today, thousands march through the downtown streets of Grass Valley for a day of fun, but it's also a day of purpose. Every donation made during the parade helps make a real difference in the lives of neighbors and friends. The Donation Day Parade is a reminder of what we can accomplish when we work together. It's a celebration of kindness, compassion, and the powerful impact of a community that cares. So, whether you're marching, watching, or donating, join us in keeping this tradition alive. Let's come together and make a lasting impact in Grass Valley.
Welcome back to Ed Talk. Today we are discussing the newest high school in Nevada County out at Arete Charter. We've been talking with Sarah Schwartz, the principal, and now we've brought on Grayson Morgan, who is a 9th grader, one of the first students to be out at the high school. Grayson, thank you for taking time to come up here to talk to me a little bit and share with our audience about Arete Charter High School. So how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Great. Well, appreciate it. So you were a 9th grader?
Yes.
At Arete. Tell us a little bit about how you got to Arete. Where were you at school before? Have you been at Arete previously?
I've been at Arete before
Okay.
I came to the high school.
Right.
About 4 years ago, I
Okay.
started at Arete.
All right.
Yeah.
A veteran Arete student. That's great. And when it came to the end of your 8th grade year, because that's always in Nevada County, big year, people are like, oh, am I going to the big traditional high schools, Nevada Union or Bear River or some of our smaller ones, Forest, Bitney, those. All of a sudden this opportunity came up for you to stay at Arete. What did you think about that?
I was personally very excited about it because I was kind of nervous about stepping into a newer environment that came with a newer and more bigger school. And I just felt more comfortable with Arete since I had been there for several years before now.
Right, which makes sense. And clearly you've done well with the type of program that Sarah Schwartz, the principal, was telling us about before, about you really have to be self-motivated. Someone's not watching you all the time. You've got to want to do it, especially when you go to high school. So with that, was there even hesitation of well, maybe I do want to go to Bear River or something, or was it just simple decision, I get to stay, I'm trying this new high school out?
It was a pretty simple decision.
It was a pretty simple decision?
Yeah, I was excited that Arete was opening.
That's pretty cool. Now, we've been in school now a couple months. What are your impressions of it so far?
I definitely think that it's easier to, the way that they're doing things and introducing different things, I find it easier to cope with. And I honestly just find it easier to learn what the teachers are putting down.
Okay. That's good. So what are some of your favorite things that you really enjoy? What kind of specific, what is it about that, what the teachers are putting down, or the style of instruction? What is something that you're like, yes, I can't wait for that, or that's working out really well for me?
Well, the flexibility of the courses that they're offering us is definitely a huge part of it. They're very flexible in what we choose to learn, and there's several different courses that they let us choose from. A couple of names to throw out is Bright Thinker or UC Scout is the main coursework that we choose is UC Scout, which it has math, English, and those are the main courses that I personally take.
That you take, right. And for our audience, they just can't take anything they want because it is a high school, it's in California. You've got to follow, the basics we all had in high school. Yeah. What about electives? Do you have any electives this year?
I personally have 2 electives taught by Meredith Dorr. Intro to Academic Writing and Health and Wellness.
Health and Wellness, 2 good topics to have with that. Now, what are some things in your first couple months that you're like, yeah, this is working, but I'd like to see this strengthen up a little bit at the high school, or I kind of wish we had this? Anything along those lines that you're looking to the future to work on to enrich the program?
Honestly, just anything, since it is a new program, and mistakes, I shouldn't say mistakes, errors in the program are to be expected, and I feel like the staff is fixing those errors as best they can, and I feel like they've worked a lot of the kinks out. As
we started the school year off to get to here now. Now, I'm sure you have some friends that are probably at Bear River, some comprehensive. Do they ever ask you, hey, what are you doing, Grayson? And, hearing the differences between what they're doing maybe at Bear River and what you're doing at Arete?
Yes, they do. So me personally, I have friends who go to Colfax, actually. And they were actually very curious about, what I was doing at a homeschooled high school.
Right.
Because, that's a very new thing. I don't think I've ever heard of a different homeschooled high school. And fitting for me, I guess. I don't know.
Works for you.
Yeah, like I feel like it's better for me personally than the bigger high schools, like I said before.
Right.
Yeah.
Any of your friends trying to convince their parents, like, hey, mom or dad, drive us over to Arete. I kind of want to see what this is all about.
No,
Not yet. Not yet. A little too far of a drive from Colfax.
Yeah.
At this point, right, with that.
But they were supportive, which...
That's great. They should be. Your friends should always be supportive. I like that. You got good friends then, Grayson. So your classes right now, you told us about your 2 electives, and then you have your math, your language arts or English class, history, science, the basics that you're doing along there, and then moving through the regular 9th grade curriculum as you would at any high school. With that, anything that to this point, because I'm sure people are thinking like that you might miss, like, when some people, they go to the high school, they're excited to extracurricular activities. That's one of the big things if they come from a little school. They're like, we get to dance with somebody different. I've been dancing with the same group of people now, for 3 years or 4 years. Or sports. Any of that you're missing, or you're like, no, it's okay, or we supplement it with something else?
I know that there were some students who were talking about wanting a sports team, I'm pretty sure. And I'm not sure if there are plans for that in the future, but I mean, I personally, I think that would be cool, but it's not a necessity.
Right.
And I personally also have an elective. I play piano with my piano teacher, Mr. Horton.
Nice.
Yeah.
With that. Now, as we heard, they are looking at putting internships in. What are you looking towards? Is there anything yet that you're looking out there going, yeah, I think I want to try this as a career and move into?
Well, my dad works at he works at the Sutter Auburn Faith Hospital.
Okay.
And it's cool because he knows quite a bit about the medical field and those types of things. And he'll talk about that to me whenever he comes home after work. And I honestly find it interesting. I've considered following a career.
I was looking at that. So that might be one where maybe an internship up here at the hospital or one of our offices. And we'll definitely have to keep you in mind. My office does that the week. We just did it over fall break of students looking at careers in the medical field, from life flight helicopters to firefighters, EMTs, to the nursing hospital. So that might be something you definitely want to keep your eye on and get in on that to get more of experience. Well, that's exciting, looking in that field, and certainly one we need more of. Any other future plans, thoughts about this?
No, not really. I mean, I look forward to what's to come in the high school, and I'm going to try and stick with it for as long as I can.
That's great. It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully next year, pick up a few more students. By the time you're a senior, 4 years down the road, might have a big program. I would guess just from the history of Arete, TK through 8, how they grew from 6 to 200 plus. I think the high school's probably going to do the same. How about the campus? You like the campus out there on Dugans?
Yes, I really like the campus. It's a cute little campus.
It is a cute campus. It's a good campus. It's a good campus for learning.
Yes.
Not a lot of distractions out there. Nice area.
Yeah, it's a really nice community.
Well, that's great. Well, anything else, Adele, you want to tell our audience, or think you got it all out?
No, I think you got it all out.
Grayson. Well, Grayson, I appreciate you taking time out of your studies to drive up here today, have your mom bring you up here. That's awesome. And talk to us about the high school. I know we're excited. It's always fun when a new program starts in Nevada County.
Yes.
And like I said, I'll be interested to bring your principal, and maybe I'll bring you back too next year. We'll talk about, okay, we got a year under our belt, and now where are we looking at doing in that? Yeah, that's great. Well, Grayson, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We want to thank our audience for joining us today and learning a little bit more about the newest high school in Nevada County. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.